Parama kawana kochukitsa. Machabi doko. Tonaranga manachunga. Taranamo sibu and dasarans. Krema sunkun ratungala. Chawi mo jubu and kosoracha. And sanacha. Tu estrictona tarda gacha.
I was expecting someone taller. I hope you are not in too much pain to hear my words and understand them. I am Goto, one of the officials representing a percentage of non-sanctioned trading here in both the YouTube system and Republic space. And I had a question for you. Are you a Jedi?
Oh, shit. Sorry. Damn. Cat, why are you doing chaos? Thank you for letting me know. I hope it wasn't muted for too long. Sheesh. My bad. Sorry, guys. Also, hi, son. I was just saying, because I have no idea if I muted it or if the cat stepped on it when he went across my desk. Yikes. Anyway, I'm very sorry about that, but anyway, I was just saying that it would be really useful if I knew why specifically they were hunting Jedi as vehemently as they have been. Because something like, no, I turned from the Jedi long ago, would tell him that I disagreed with the Jedi Order. But it would also basically as much as tell him that I had the Force capabilities of a Jedi. And if that's what they're after, then it's probably not going to help me, right? So I like the middle option, even though it's a little bit lawyery. Because it's vague, but also accurate. As far as I know, the Jedi Order doesn't exist anymore, so technically nobody would have ties to it, right? Also, I'm pretty sure none of them would say they have ties to me, so, you know, not a lie. I don't know if 3 would be a lie. Because I guess I sort of did, but also they sort of kicked me out. And I'm a little unclear on which one happened first. So... And if the various different races we've run into have taught me anything, it's that one does have to be affiliated with the Jedi Order to be considered a Jedi, right? Because, I mean, Visas was Sith for entirely different reasons, but if she hadn't been Sith, she wouldn't have been considered a Jedi just because she was not evil and was sensitive to the Force. She was just Force sensitive, right? So arguably, it could be considered a technical lie to say that I'm a Jedi if I'm currently operating under the assumption that the Jedi Order doesn't exist. Because then nobody's a Jedi, right? Also, I still want to know what he wants from Jedi before I fully just outright confirm anything. I have no ties to the Jedi Order.
Indeed. That is unfortunate. Still, perhaps you have some value. I have gone to considerable expense and effort to bring you here. It is because I have a job for you.
A job? Yeah, that's what I was just thinking. You have a strange way of asking for my help. I mean, to be fair, I did tell Viscus. He was like, you caused no shortage of trouble for the exchange on Nar Shaddaa. I was like, well, I had to get your attention somehow. I mean, it's basically the same conversation in reverse. So, I guess fair enough, but... Is that why you hired every bounty hunter and assassin in the galaxy?
Assassins? No. Some of the bounty hunters on Nar Shaddaa, however, have chosen to interpret my commands in a manner not of my choosing. You are no value to me, dead. If you were a Jedi, they could not kill you anyway. If they could, then you were useless to me. There is something important to me I need protected. The Republic. It is broken. What happened on Paragus has set in motion events that I can no longer control. Not to be melodramatic, but I fear it has broken the galaxy irrevocably. This has occupied much of my attention, and there seems to be no predictable way to resolve the situation.
Let me get this straight. You want me to help the Republic?
In one standard month, the Republic will collapse. Not due to war or secession, but because it lacks the infrastructure to support itself. It is unknown to all but a few, but the Sith won the Jedi Civil War. Even with their supposed victory, the war left the Republic on the brink of collapse. Rather than remain and help solidify the Republic, however, Revan chose to leave known space. A frustrating turn of events, as a rallying figurehead could have done much to restore order.
One month is an awfully specific timetable for the downfall of the entire fucking Republic. Especially for nobody to know about it. Is he really trying to tell me that the destruction of a single bit of space rock, albeit a valuable source of fuel, but still, we know there's fuel other places in the galaxy. We know because Vogel won't send his freighters to go take it to Telos until we deal with this guy. What is going on? I'm so confused. I still don't understand why you brought me here.
There is something moving in the galaxy. galaxy that lies beyond the ability of my instruments to detect or predict. I believe it to be a legacy of the Sith, but I have been unable to determine the source. Whatever this presence is, it is staging strikes at key figures throughout the Republic, and through some unknown means, it is causing the destruction of worlds.
This is his boss.
Qatar, a Miraluka world in the Mid-Rim, was one such place. I have reason to suspect there was a gathering of Jedi on that world when it was rendered
So do I.
reckless. I cannot find any pattern in these attacks, and it is a source of frustration to me. There is some clue, however, that perhaps the Jedi are linked to these attacks, or that the targets are significant in some way I have yet to discover.
I'm remembering back to that cutscene we saw of his meeting with his bounty hunters. It definitely sounded like he was using me as bait for other Jedi. But this is arguably the one story he could have told me that would actually fit what I've seen of him outside of what my character knows. And it would still work. Like, if he thinks that Jedi are linked to the attacks or are in some way affecting the planets that are getting wiped out, it makes sense he would want to find the planets where the Jedi are. He's hunting Jedi for bounties for some other purpose. It would also make sense that he would want to know where the Jedi are. But it doesn't contradict anything that I've seen from him so far, which is interesting. I wish I could ask him why he cares. I mean, the Exchange is not exactly the most law-abiding of organizations, right? I mean, the tyrannical rule of the Sith probably wouldn't do great things for them either, but trying to think if I'm missing some, like, key obvious motivation for him to want to save the Republic. Based on what I know of him, which is really just that he's some big exchange boss with apparently quite a bit of power. And a very well-used hologram machine. I mean, my answer here kind of has to be the same regardless. Like, I don't trust him, but nothing he's told me has what he's told me lines up with what I know enough for it to at least be plausible. Doesn't mean that he doesn't have ulterior motives or that he's not noticing these patterns for the opposite reasons of what he's saying, but I mean, if nothing else, I might be able to get more information out of him if I agree to help him. I can always reserve the actual I trust what you're doing factor until much, much later, if ever. Do what I can. I don't want to see the Jedi wiped out.
You misunderstand me. I do not wish to stop the Sith any more than I wish
Okay,
to
that makes
stop
more
the
sense.
Jedi. It is simply important to me that the infighting amongst amongst these Jedi religious branches be resolved so the galaxy may be put back together. I do not care which one triumphs. I only want the universe to settle down for a while, catch its breath. All these constant crises are getting somewhat repetitive.
Okay, there's a question. The most interesting companion to you so far? Oh, that's a tough one. Especially because I know such varying amounts about them. I would say the most intriguing, in the sense that she's a puzzle I want to figure out, is Kreia. She's gradually becoming less of a puzzle in terms of, like, how she sees things and what she likes and what she's doing, but all of the big questions are very much still there. Like, why did she go raise a Wookiee from the fucking dead, or mostly dead, to take out the bounty hunter who saved my life, while also telling him that she would, like, I don't even remember the entire... It was a very long and verbose list of threats against him and his clan and his whole planet if he harmed me in the process. She's definitely the most intriguing. I feel like there's a lot there to figure out, and I'm very curious about it. In terms of the ones whose stories I know a little more about, probably Atten. Because we had the conversation after the refugee sector on Nar Shaddaa, where he finally explained the whole hunting Jedi thing. And the whole dark side, and then kind of coming back from the dark side in a way, type of thing. He's interesting because he has way more layers than it looks like he has it when you first meet him. Which, I mean, Kreia's been, like, bundle of creepy mystery from day one. Right. But it's always interesting, or particularly interesting, the companions who start off seeming pretty straightforward and then end up having way more layers than you expected. That's always fun. So probably one of the two of them, depending on which definition of interesting you want to go with. You don't care which side wins as long as the Republic stays intact?
You could say I am something of a patriot.
Uh-huh.
Although I was unable to serve during
X
the
to
troubles
doubt.
with the Mandalorians or against the aggressors known as Malak and Revan, I am able and willing to serve now. The problem is I can find no side to choose. Both are hidden from me as they seem to be hiding from each other. Irritating. It is like a Dejaric board where neither player can see the other, nor see all the pieces. It is not a fair game, an equitable game.
Then maybe you should try Bazak. Hang on, I just found where the cat settled down. It's interesting to me that that's the only answer that's not in the vein of, well, fuck the Republic. But I gotta say, I am indeed a smartass, and being a smartass, I quite appreciate when they provide me with satisfactory smartass answers. Then maybe you should try Bazak.
Bazak bores me. I often suspect my opponent of cheating. I prefer predictable games, such as galactic economics.
Do what I can to help. That was my intention in the first place.
Excellent. It really is in your best interests, you know. There is no margin for error when I say that these Sith seek to murder you and all Jedi everywhere.
I noticed.
They have been quite deficient.
Noticed that too.
And when they dispose of you, there will be nothing left to stop them, and the galaxy will fall under their influence.
Be kind of funny since I've told him I'll help twice now, to then be like, I have no intention of stopping the Sith, or this isn't my battle. I told you I'd help twice in the last 2 minutes, but I changed my mind. I have no problem helping if you set me free.
Ah, well, there is where we are at cross purposes.
How exactly do you expect?
I cannot set you free. You have a tendency to cause dangerous repercussions wherever you go, and I would rather keep those to a minimum. The galaxy really is a fragile place right now. I am a businessman. The Republic needs stability to survive, prosper, and grow. Whether it is led by the Sith or supported by the Jedi is of no consequence to me.
Which makes no sense, because he's saying he needs the Republic to survive. I do not buy his patriot reasoning, by the way. But wouldn't the Sith taking over the galaxy basically guarantee that the Republic would be, like, poof, completely? I feel like this sentence contradicts his whole I have a vested interest in the Republic surviving thing. Sound. Something wrong?
It is the proximity alarm. We are under attack. Somehow your allies have found you. Unexpected. You will remain here under guard. I must see to the defense of my ship.
This man makes no sense.
Announcement. We seek to make Goto aware of our services, allowing us to facilitate communication and terminate hostilities in the galaxy. If that means blowing up planets, slaughtering entire species, or allying ourselves with the Sith, then that is the logical choice. Our predecessor would never understand our directives. He was slow, weak, and his vocabulary was prone to static.
That sounds like a personal insult. Is taking over the Republic equals Star Wars prequels? I mean, yeah. Fair. And I'll level her up. Doesn't have two weapon fighting or dueling. That's the one with the strength modifier, which is why I gave it to Baldur and not to her, right? I'm half remembering as I'm looking. I'm gonna do regenerate force points because I have a feeling that might come in handy. Very soon, probably. I could do stun droid, which would give her a light-sided power that would be cheaper to use than force lightning. Burst of speed could come in handy for this, though. As could. I'm also out of antidote pack things. I have a feeling this is gonna be... I have a feeling I'm gonna regret it if I don't give her a second level heal. Oh! Was that always there? A constitution. Neat. And 2. It doesn't actually show, though. Is that a thing we're working toward or a thing we already have? Because it's not showing up on their sheet.
Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
Oh,
How may I serve? My life is yours.
oh, they're doing a not listening thing again.
My life is yours. The honor is mine. My life is yours.
More where that came from.
Accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved. Optimal accuracy ratio achieved.
I hear you.
Do you? Because you're kind of just standing there.
Time to even the odds.
Master.
Pure Pazak.
There's one advancement.
My life is yours.
I hear you.
Thought I saw roommates in there somewhere. Let's destroy his memory core. Download a program file called Shutdown. Okay. I already forgot what the name of that program was. Can I just count? Load this program into the Go to Command console. Ah. Be able to run it on any systems you've unlocked. Got it. I just quick saved. See what happens. 2. Whoa. Wait. Are you telling me out of 10 numbers I guessed the right one on the first try? Maybe I have the force. Almost makes me wonder if there was a wrong answer because, I mean, I know the odds aren't 0, but damn, I'm not usually that lucky. Event summary. Audience chamber. Defense region consists of 8 powerful turrets supported by several combat-ready droids. Oh, yes, indeed. Interrogation chamber. Defenses have been reassigned. Your defense region consists of over a dozen powerful turrets. Carrier defense. Over 12 mines. These mines are programmed to not be triggered by Goto droids. Good to know. Nice of them to tell me that ahead of time. Oh my god. There's a lot of very big droids. So only the interrogation chamber has an option. It would take all of my spikes, and there's nobody in there. That would be an interesting choice, okay? Load program overload. Upgrade droid combat algorithms? Do I want to do that? Upgrade or infiltrate, I guess, is my real question. Because I don't want to make them better at fighting me. Just saying that is not the goal, but... Well, I got 500 XP for something. I'm a little nervous that I just made the droids harder to fight. Program will overload a system in an effort to maximize its performance. Upload this program into the Goto command console. You'll be able to run it on any systems. Interesting. Sadly, I am probably going to have to leave it there for tonight because it is just after 2 o'clock in the morning, and I actually have to go in for work for a meeting at 10, so I gotta be up in like 6 hours. Up and functional, because we're installing whole new electrical circuits for these gigantic new servers that we just got in. And I had to do so much research into... I know more about electrical power and circuits and amps and wattage and phases and electrical code than I will probably ever need to know again. But the meeting with I'm not sure whether it's actual like contractor electrician or whether it's like whoever has to approve it. to actually get the work done, but we're supposed to be meeting with someone tomorrow to look at what kinds of circuits we can actually get installed, because we need whole new ones because these servers are insane. Let me put it this way, there are 2 of them, and each one of them draws more power than an electric car. By apparently quite a bit. Yeah, if it tells anybody anything, they have 4 power supplies each, 3 of which are active. Only one of them is backup. In each of the power supplies, 2400 watts. Means that they draw 7200 watts each. Did I mention there are 2 of them? Yeah, we're gonna have to have like 6 or possibly 8 different circuits to plug all the different power supplies into so that we don't overload the whole building. It's fun, but it's insane.